Hi everyone, Trina here, and we were going to get back into more of the Atlantis journey, and it was interesting because we were just going through the return. They just came back from Greece, and they came back from that amazing, adventure, and now they're being advised that it might be wise to go back to Bimini and Atlantis and to take another trip. And the synchronicities and the protection and the safety that they got while they were in Egypt and Greece was just profound and beautiful. And they were told that the reason that they were going to go to Bimini and go to Atlantis was that when you journey inward on this trip, know that the mysteries will be encoded within your cellular structures, the Akashic records. Understand the decoding, and you will need only match the two. Meditate with much discipline before your journey to prepare your mental states which stand the tests that will befall you. Keep your centeredness at all times and learn the glory and light of the most radiant one. This will be the key to your success and the destiny that will be yours. So it's talking about keys and codes. They were discussing portals, and that all these things are being revealed to them through their own hidden memories. So by diving into these things, they're merging space and time and dimensions. You're being present and being in the past at the same moment. They're starting to get information through symbols, because we understand symbols before we understand words. So the symbols, they're talking about how pay attention to symbols and how certain symbols have an importance to you. And this is how you awaken different parts of your memory, is by using these words: portal, dimensions, ascension, meditation. These words, they're in a certain pathways of your mind. So it's a beautiful thing to put these into the consciousness, because it literally does put you into a match universally to these words through these vibrations, because these words have a frequency, and the more that they're in your consciousness, you start to align with these frequencies, because it's how it works. What we think about, we bring about. So I've spent 20 years of my life reading different information, because and the stuff I sought out was very positive. So it really helped to install within me a consciousness in my mind through practice of positive thought concepts going into my mind over and over again. Even like I understood some of it, was like foo-foo, but it doesn't matter, because these messages were positive. And just to put this information into the mind over and over and over again really affects your reality in a very positive way. So I knew that much was true, so I spent a lot of time doing it, and it really has been proven to be a very amazing journey, because through that I learned how to manifest. I've learned many, many different things, and then I've got to see miracles, which is the best thing that I've had happen on this planet thus far. So it does transform your world. So those of you who are just embarking on this, keep on keeping on, because you will see results, I promise you. It has to be that way. So we were getting into the time-space lesson, chapter 4, and it was November 18th, 1990. Shortly after the November 11th message came through, Norma distributed copies to a few group members who had decided to go on the trip. Two of the group's members called her a week later to state that they were studying the message and had discovered that the Saturday Kuthumi reported to be February 10th was actually February 9th. Convinced she had finally caught Kuthumi in an error, she marched over to the computer and entered this question: Kuthumi, please clarify to me what happened in the transmission of Bimini. The message reads that February 10th is a Saturday, but it is a Sunday on the calendar. Did I receive the information incorrectly, or did you make a mistake? Dearest daughter, in the light of our most radiant one, I, Kuthumi, come through this channel tonight to answer your question, for it is indeed important that we provide you with an explanation. To begin, neither is incorrect, you nor us, and both are correct, date and day. Let us explain. In the etheric, the dates and times are not as you see them to be. In linear consciousness, there are methods for determining events based upon a frequency that you have labeled time. This mode of operation allows for the event to be magnified in the instant in which it is occurring, but in reality, the event has already existed and will exist again at any given moment of time. Does this confuse you? We will explain it in another way. Take the momentum of a grasshopper. When this critter is leaping forward in time, the physical distance or space covered during the leap can be measured. The means that the distance covered between the physical location of where it began and where it ended can also be measured through a time continuum, as well as through space. That is so for the third dimensional reality. So that's present here in the third dimension. In higher dimensions, all time is in the present moment of time-space. This means that any event appears in all points of the continuum, and you can change or alter destiny in any way you choose. That is because of the lack of restrictions in perceptions one holds in the fifth dimension and higher. When we presented the day of Saturday with the calendar date of Sunday, please remember that we also had said that the location which you were directed to is a place where all time stops. What we meant is that the day of new beginnings of your journey would be the day of the 10. But because this location brings you to the intersections where the seventh and the third dimensional realities meet, it was through symbolism that we represented that all time had stopped. You will travel on the 10th to the day called Saturday, which has already stopped in this dimension. You will learn how to relive the keys and the codes of Atlantis. This example of how they could actually control time is only one of them. By representation, we gave you an example of just one thing that you will learn. Good night in the light of the most radiant one. I am Kuthumi Adonai. Norma's comment. At times I feel like I play the role of the coyote in the Roadrunner and the Coyote cartoon show. I would dearly love to trap Kuthumi sometime. What an ego trip that would be. But somehow, he always outsmarts me. They are brilliant, brilliant beings. So, next we journey to Chapter 5. We come from the ethers and journey to the stars. What a beautiful title. November 20th, 1990. Kuthumi, I surround myself with love and light and request another transmission on the trip to Bimini. Please provide us with the next piece of information. Greetings, daughter of the command. It is I, Kuthumi, again. here to answer your need for further information regarding this most important journey to Bimini. We come from the ethers and journey to the stars. It is the next piece of information important for you to have. This message has encoded within the vibration of the ancients. It contains the keys to the unknown and must be unlocked before you can journey any further. Contemplate the message for the understanding that resonates within your Akashic record memory banks. Learn how to unlock all by using this as the example of how to move frequencies from our level through you to the third dimensional level. Know that the understanding will bring great relief and knowingness, which will add to the confidence of each of you, and you will gain from this experience. The second piece of information important to know is that each of you is divine. In that divinity comes the connection to all power in this universe, but not necessarily to all other universes. That is a quest we will introduce at a later time. In your own divinity, you have the right to understand the all and command the right to rule the forces that operate in harmony with divine will. This understanding will be even more pronounced by the time you ready yourselves and take the steps into the vortexes of Atlantis. For you, Rudy and Rudy Jr., we add another note: that it is desirable for you to leave the island of Bimini on your Tuesday for reasons that we choose not to address at this time. You will also arrive early to open the vortex for the group through the midnight ceremony that is scheduled to commence when the moon and the sun join in the celebration of the duality. We will provide many surprises to you on this quest, just like the travel arrangements that were readjusted. Believe with your hearts, and the mind of God will be joined. Within your third eye, it allows the rays of the dimensions to pierce your reality and then the world. Meditate seriously and surround yourself with the blue light at all times. Archangel Michael will guide your efforts with instruction to teach detachment from the third dimensional reality. Let go of all that binds you emotionally and feel only lightness and love. I am Kuthumi, your guide and dutiful father for the day. Adonai. In a later session, Norma asked Kuthumi for clarification on why it was so important for them to leave Bimini on Tuesday. She was informed that it was because many personal agenda items would need to be handled quickly at that time to accommodate future events. Upon her return from Bimini, the activity was indeed hectic, and suddenly resulted in Rudy's company repositioning him in Omaha and Norma having to make several important business trips to the East Coast. This line was taken to means that an important sacred ceremony would occur at sunrise on February 9th. Interesting. So, we begin chapter 6. We move from the stars to the innermost planes of consciousness. November 27th, 1990. Kuthumi, please please come through this evening and provide us with the next piece of information on the trip to Bimini. Greetings, daughter of the command. I thank you for coming to the computer once again to receive a new directive. This piece of information will no doubt intrigue those who intend a journey to the sacred island. We move from the stars to the innermost planes of consciousness. That is the next piece of information you must have. Allow us to transmit our form of poetry, to which is the directive that accompanies our introduction. We see with the mind's eye and glisten like the crystalline. When we observe the light bodies adapt to the crystalline, the universe has no boundaries, and lakes have no form. The animals have no idols, and all humans are torn. The crystalline will renew all life and its forms. Children of light will be reborn, and earth will be adorned. So hasten to Bimini, come one and come all. Move into the crystalline and reclaim the hall. Justice will be served. The night draws to an end. Move with confidence and courage to your journey's end. You have waited so long for this moment to come. Lead the way, O children. The stars wait for some. Know the truth will be revealed in the days to come. See justice fulfilled as the plan will be done. Walk in light and peace, O dear children of God. The above transmission verifies and defends the reason why we are requested to journey to Bimini. Contemplate the words and know that the message contained within reveals the rationale for the journey. See the light in your mind's eyes as you read the statements, and use your innermost wisdom and vision to help decipher the meaning. The second bit of information helpful for you to have is at the location 35 miles east of Bimini is a point of power over a section of water and earth that contains a fifth dimensional beam which acts like a laser light to the higher dimensions. This point causes all time to stop as it registers all vibrational frequencies of all the different dimensions into the present moment of time. By passing over this spot, each of you will be activating your light bodies and their subatomic structures, which will assist each of you to move into the light dimensions for your missions. This point of power is also the ray by which much symbolism is transmuted and decoded on earth. It is the point where the Atlantean high priestess and priest use their knowledge and power to penetrate the crystalline structures and communicate with the space beings who were one with them in that civilization. This practice has been lost to earthlings, but soon will be reactivated by those who can access the frequencies and focus their mental energies to regain this information. The reason this is important is because it is one of the first steps to regaining the lost information of Atlantis that gave souls their power to transcend time and space. Contemplate this message, O commanders, and assume your positions to be the wise students in the dream state. Wow. To be wise students in the dream state. I close this channel this evening. Walk with confidence in the days to come and learn through your inner avenues of knowledge. Adonai, my beloved, I am Kuthumi. Kuthumi, will you please define crystalline before you depart? Crystalline, or crystalline, means the golden light that remains in the universe at all times. It implies the language of the highest and demands the greatest discipline to learn. Wow. Only the ancients of ancients who earned the highest positions of civilizations of Atlantis learned this scripture and its power. That's beautiful. Okay. Well, we are at about 21 minutes. So I will shut it down here and we will pick back up with chapter 7. And it is called Interdimensional Protocol. And it will begin on December 1st. So we will get back with that. So this is amazing. This is all metaphor, as well as can be brought into the third dimensional reality. But you can do this in metaphor, and you can do this energetically through your own power, in your own divinity. Using your imagination, taking these stories and doing this in your mind, it activates. It's kind of that simple sometimes. So dive into these processes, dive in deep, and see where your mind takes you, and trust what you see, and trust what pulls you have towards certain things, because the mastery within you is unique to you. So trust what you get and receive what you need, and just be the best that you can be, and find your mission, and that'll help you to focus on your dream and your new reality. So I love you. See you soon. Bye.